have the roll call, please?
Yes, Brant Moore, he let us know he would be absent. Chris Thomas.
Here.
Bill Rowe.
Here.
David Rowe.
Here.
Susan Ralston.
Present.
And our city attorney, Kim Schaup, is also absent. And planner and staff, Grace Essman. Here. And I am here. And we do have a quorum.
Okay. All righty, has everybody had an opportunity to review our minutes from the November 25th, 2024 meeting? Yes. Do I have a motion for approval? Motion. Second?
Second.
Favor? Aye. Do we have any old business?
We do not have any old business, sir. So we can move on to new business.
All righty. Our first petition is.
You want to just let them know how it will run a little bit?
Okay. All right. First off, we're going to have the staff report read, and then petitioners here, they can come and present the case, and then we discuss the case, and we vote on it. So.
Okay, I'll get ready with the first one. This is project 2025. BZA 03001, Development Standards Variance for Pleasant View Church of Christ. Dan Pulver was the applicant from Pleasant View, and Diana Chambers from Commercial Sign. They are located at 200 West Fox Lake Road. They are requesting two variances, one for sign illumination, 18.180.010, and ground sign maximum height, 18.180.050. They're zoned IS for institutional. Our applicable code is Title 18 of our UDO Board of Zoning Appeals 3674 series. Today's date, March 24th. Legal notice appeared in the Herald Republican on March 14th, and there were 31 property owners within 300 feet that were notified. This address and this location is not within a floodplain. Pleasant View Church of Christ wishes to update their existing ground sign. Currently, the monument style sign is a manual changeable copy and internally lit. They are proposing a new electronic message center, EMC, in the same location as the existing sign. Although illumination isn't allowed within 300 feet of a residential church, the church will have the ability to automatically schedule and dim the proposed EMC as daylight diminishes per the illumination sign standards listed below, and I'll read those in just a minute. The auto dimming should help to avoid any invasive light transmission upon the nearby residential units. The church is also proposing an increase in height. The institutional district allows for 6-foot maximum height for the sign. The existing sign height is legal nonconforming at 8 foot. They are asking with the new architectural feature on the sign to be just under 10 foot in height. The hope is that the sign will help with advertising the many community events that they host and promote more interest to their church. So you can see here, I don't know if you guys look that way or which way is better for you. I can't see that far, but this is their existing sign. And this is the proposed new sign. So they have this new architectural feature, which does take the height up quite a bit. The location of the sign currently is on this parcel, and it's all the way at the corner. So the church is over a little bit farther over here, but the sign is placed at the corner there. So the sign illumination, the requirements are 300 feet from any residential unit, and they are requesting 125 feet to the nearest residential. So I'll show you on this next picture, there are some new quadplexes that have been built, and so they are within like 125 feet right around there from the church sign. The maximum height, again, they're allowed 6 feet. They are existing at 8 feet, and they are asking to go just under 10 feet. So a 4-foot variance is what they're asking for. Section 18180.010 are the general sign standards, sign illumination, and they state that any sign that is permitted to be internally or externally illuminated, or a sign which utilizes electronic changeable copy, shall be subject to the light trespass and glare regulations within the lighting standards. Also, when electronic changeable copy is permitted, it shall have a fail-safe means to monitor ambient light and automatically dim the electronic message and sign face proportionately as the daylight is lost. So during storms or in the evening at nightfall, and maintain that dim status until daylight returns. The maximum light from electronic changeable copy source during daylight hours and direct sunlight shall be 4,500 nits. The maximum light from electronic changeable copy source during nighttime hours shall be 500 nits. All lighted signs shall be at least 300 feet from any existing residential unit. And then the height standards, ground height, maximum 6 feet. So you guys can see, if you look, these are the new quadplexes that have built. The sign is here. It's not very visible, as you can tell, which is why they want to change that. Here it is looking southwest from South Wayne. So the contextual zoning, to the north is Angola, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep. I just want to say Dunham's because that's what we're used to, but and our 5 new residential quadplexes. Commercial automotive is to the east. Sales repair, Steuben County EDC and Rise are, they say east, but they're kind of northeast, I guess. Commercial and R4 residential to the south, and traditional residential and R5 Lake Apartments residential to the west of that a little bit. According to our Angola Comprehensive Plan, it speaks to planning principles in support of a project like this. Principle 1, to manage community form and growth, provide adequate public service, protect property values, and improve quality of life. Principle 2, to inspire community image, improve community character, promote the city's best assets, and celebrate successes. We hadn't received any public input, but we did. Grace got a call just last week, or not. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was at the end of last week. So it was after we had done this, and it was just from a neighbor who didn't really. He just wanted to know the location of the sign. He said that. There are times that they have put up temporary signs, maybe to just advertise something they had going on. And he felt like the smaller temporary signs were causing a line of sight issue when you pulled out. So as soon as he found out that this was going in the exact same location, he didn't have any problems with that, which this will fix they won't need to stick any temporary signs out because they can advertise a little bit more if you guys approve this clearly. In conclusion, staff is excited to see Pleasant View Church of Christ update their signage. An electronic message center has many advantages over traditional manual copy and is a convenient way for the church to promote themselves and their events to the community. We recommend the approval of the ENC signage, although we would suggest, due to the close proximity of the new residential units, that the sign be scheduled to dim down below the recommended 500 nits or turned off by late evening. And then I have no recommendation on the height. That's completely up to you guys. And really the main reason for me recommending that it gets turned off by, 10 p.m. or something is this whole backside of these are just windows. This house is that a parish? I believe.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a parsonage.
The parsonage. I know. I couldn't think of the name there. So that is part of the church as well, but the other ones were my concern, and that is all I have.
All right, are there any questions on our staff report? What's the door? Okay. Would a petitioner like to come and present? Just state your name and address, please. Please start.
Diana Chambers. I'm with Commercial Signs. It's 404 East Hawthorne Street, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46806. And I do have Dan Pulver here as well from the church. And they are aware that those quadplexes are gone in and they are willing to be compliant with that. Our software in these signs is fully capable of scheduling. So you can run a schedule that where it can go off at a certain time at night and it can come back on. It does have automatic dimming, and we can set that from the factory with those factory presets to the 500 nits and the 45. So it would never exceed those when in the dimming capabilities. So we would be compliant with everything. And then the height, it's just because they've come out with a newer, fresher logo for their church, and it's brighter, more fun. And so that little peak top is just to accommodate the logo portion of that. And so we didn't feel it was out of line or didn't look gaudy up there. So.
Chris, do you have any questions?
I don't have any.
David? Nope. Good. Susan?
No.
All righty, let's go through the.
Was there anybody in the audience to speak for or
Nobody.
against? Okay, we'll close that part of the hearing.
I'd already perused that.
Oh, okay. You've already checked that out. All right, I will read the findings. The approval of the variance will or will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community.
Will not.
The approval of the variance will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community. The proposed electronic message center sign has the ability to dim as required by the illumination standards and can ensure there are no negative effects of light trespass.
Agree.
The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will or will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner. The use and the value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner due to the location of the sign being in a predominantly commercially zoned area. And the sign will continue to face north and south at the corner of South Wayne and Fox Lake Road. With the church not being visible from the main thoroughfare, it must compete with surrounding businesses and signage to be seen by those passing by.
Agree.
The strict application of the terms of the ordinance will or will not result in practical difficulties in the use of the property.
Will.
The strict application of the terms of the ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property as the church is set approximately 380 feet from the main thoroughfare and not visible. The purpose of the proposed sign is to allow more visibility and increase traffic to the church. In addition, they are proposing the upgrade to stay relevant in today's technology. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Okay, I will take a motion. Now, do you want to do, I don't know how you guys feel regarding that recommendation. If you want to do a motion recommending, I know that she said they can dim or turn it off by a certain time. So if you are comfortable with either, it's up to you. And I would expect that if we had any complaints or there were any issues, the church would gladly comply either way. So we don't have to do a condition. We can just recognize that if there's an issue, we can ask them to maybe just, a lot of places in residential, and we talked about that in schools and subdivisions, we'll just completely turn it off in the evenings. So it's not abnormal to do that. And I would expect that the church would go along with that. So whatever you guys feel like on your motion is fine with me.
We need to do two separate motions, or can we do the height thing?
Actually, let's do two separate, and let's do the motion for the height first. Just a second. And then we'll do, we haven't read the findings for the height yet. I was just gonna say, I feel like I just read the findings for the illumination. Sorry, that was first. So we'll do a motion for the illumination, and then thank you, Grace. Again, I flipped my pages and got confused for a second, and then I'll read findings for the height.
Okay. Do I have a motion for the illumination of the sign for Pleasant View Church of Christ.
Motion.
Okay, second.
Second.
Come on, guys, all those in favor?
Wait, I'm like, wait a minute.
With conditions or without,
Do you want to do conditions?
or not?
It's up to you guys, you don't have to.
I'm the new guy here. They picked on me the first time.
He didn't make the motion with conditions, so we'll just leave it in that. Like I said, I think that the church will comply.
Just so we're
Yeah,
clear.
What she said.
yes. No conditions. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Same sign, okay. So the variance has passed for the EMC. So now I will read the findings for the height. The approval of the variance will or will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community.
Will
Why
not.
not?
It will not. The approval of the variance will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community, as the increase in height does not create any line of sight or other safety issues. The other businesses along this stretch of South Wayne Street are Zone C2, allowing ground signs to be 8 foot. So they're just a couple feet over that, and some of them are a little bit taller. The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will or will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner.
Will not.
The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner due to the commercial businesses with signage throughout this corridor. The strict application of the terms of the ordinance will or will not result in practical difficulties of the use of the property.
Will.
The strict application of the terms of the ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property. The church would like to update and redesign their signage to stand out more and be visible to those passing by. They have to compete with the signage surrounding them from local businesses in the area. All agree?
Agree.
Okay, so we will take a motion for the height.
Variance. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Same? All right.
Okay, your variance has passed. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
I am going to ask that we go ahead and move on to the development standard variance for TJ Maxx, and we will do the Trine variance last. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Diana?
I'm going to wait.
Oh, I don't know if you already submitted the permit forms, but you can send those in and we'll get everything.
Kathy will take care of that tomorrow.
Okay,
Thank you, guys.
you're welcome. Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. So we're going to move on to yours. And this is, no, I'm sorry. Let me get to that one here. I think I moved my other one to the side, yeah. It is, yes. No, it's fine. I just had Pellegrino in front of that one. 2025 BZA 3003, the TJ Maxx sign. Development standard variance, K2 retail construction and development is the owner. At this point, applicant was Melissa Wilkinson. Is Melissa Wilkinson with Miller Sign?
No, she's with Jones, so we're actually subcontracted.
Oh, that's right. Okay. All right. Location is 207 Lemon Drive. Section 18180-070 General Commercial Sign Standards, wall sign, maximum sign area is what the variance request is from. This is zone C2, medium to large, general commercial. Title 18, Unified Development Ordinance, Indiana Code, Board of Zoning Appeals, 3674 series. The hearing date is today, March 24th, 2025. Legal notices were sent from the Herald or to the Herald on March 14th, appeared in the Herald on March 14th to 9 property owners within 300 feet of the project. This is not within a floodplain. In November of 2024, TJ Maxx presented plans to construct a 22,033 square foot retail facility to the Angola Plan Commission. Those plans have been reviewed and approved. Now the company is applying for their sign permits, excluding the ground sign that was previously permitted, and I'll explain that in a little bit. While the proposed cumulative sign square footage meets the development standards outlined in section 18-180-070, the proposed wall sign on the south facade exceeds the allowed 200 square foot. The proposed wall signage on the east and west facades have been approved but not permitted. The south facade will be the front of the building and will face the Meyer parking lot. The proposed sign will be approximately 440 feet from North Wayne Street. The main objective of TJ Maxx's request is to increase the visibility of their signage from North Wayne Street. And I did not move over. So let me do that and skip this one. So I'm thinking it's probably this one. So here's the site plan to show TJ Maxx is going here. So you can see that they are quite a ways from Wendell Jacob, quite a ways from North Wayne Street, pulling into Meyer this way, then you'll have the visibility through here. This red X is where their ground sign currently, or where it's being placed. They had an agreement, and I know it states this in here, between Meyer and TJ Maxx to do a ground sign on a parcel that wasn't theirs. So that's why they had to do it a little bit sooner for their permit purposes. So the development standard variance, section 18-180-070, general commercial sign standards, V1 wall signs, maximum sign area is 200 square foot on front facade. Applicant is requesting a permit to allow 246.7 square feet on the south facade above their main entrance. So as we scroll through here, this is what it will look like. And again, this south side is going to be their front. So they don't have a public right-of-way frontage. There's elevation of what that's going to look like. And then as you see from North Wayne, if you're looking northeast, the store will be over here. And then if you're looking from the parking lot of Meyer, how far that is from there. So the property is zoned C2, medium to large general commercial. Surrounding land use include C2. Again, you've got Applebee's, Three Rivers Credit Union. You've got some R1, which is a low density family residential. Meyer is at C2, Starbucks. There is institutional as a cemetery. That older cemetery is there up front. C1 is also in place with Tobacco Shop, and I2 with Vestal Manufacturing. So this is the zoning maps and what that looks like, if that makes sense to you. And the comprehensive plan, City of Angola comprehensive plan update designates this area as general commercial in the future land use map. Manage community growth, principle 1, community form and growth. Objective 1.7, encourage infill development to direct commercial and residential growth inside corporate limits when underutilized sites are redeveloped. Principle 2, inspire community image, promote the city's best assets. There was no public input on this one. In conclusion, staff agrees with the need for better visibility and feels that the increased size is proportionate to the south building facade. The proposed sign would create better visibility from North Wayne Street, the main thoroughfare, and for visitors from across Meyer parking lot. And that is all I have, sir.
All right, any questions on the staff report? Mr. Petitioner, if you want to speak.
Yeah.
And after you, we'll have any guts there.
My name's Ryan Miller, Sign Company. Address is 1333 Industrial Drive, LaGrange. I guess you pretty much explained why we're trying to go for the variance for the signage is because we want to be more visible, because obviously it's facing to the south, North Wayne. You really can't see that much of the store frontage because it's facing south. So I guess bigger is better in this case for us. That's really all I got.
They will have signage, you will have signage on the west
Yes, we will.
and east sides that was approved already. So they
Yeah.
will have signage on all of those sides. It's just that those didn't need variances. So that's why you're not seeing those.
Correct. That's all I've got.
All right, any questions? Chris? Nope. David? Susan?
No.
Nope.
Pretty
All right.
straightforward.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I will read through the findings, and thankfully I just have one, so I don't get confused here on this one. The approval of the variance will or will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, or general welfare of the community. Will not. The approval of the variance will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general I don't know why I cannot say general welfare of the community, because the intended use of the property remains unchanged, and the building is surrounded with like zoned properties. The purpose of the variance is to allow consumers to better identify the business from a distance. The use and value, agree?
Agree.
Disagree, okay. The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will or will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner. The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner because the proposed variance does not involve a change in the property's use or function. The sign will be internally illuminated and will never flash or flutter. The neighboring properties will not be affected by the variance.
Agreed.
The strict application of the terms of the ordinance will or will not result in practical difficulties in the use of the property.
Sorry.
The strict application of the terms of the ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property due to the lack of frontage on North Wayne Street. The main concern of the applicant is visibility. Not only is the proposed sign to be located 440 feet from North Wayne Street, but it will also be facing approximately 5 acres of parking lot.
Agreed.
Okay. So we just need a motion for that one, please.
I have a motion for the TK Maxx sign. I second it. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, the same?
Carried.
Okay, Ryan, you guys are good to go.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna make a quick phone call if you guys don't mind. And we have, I don't know if I can end this or just pause it. I'm not even sure I can do either. Mr. Wilson has sent me a message, and he lost a very close family member recently and then completely forgot about the meeting. They had a lot going on. So I'm going to run really quick, make a phone call, and I will be right back. We'll see. I think that we can go ahead and move forward with or without a petitioner, but I just want to verify that we don't have to table that next one. If you guys want to, let me do a quick thing this is Grace Essmans. I know everybody met previously. She is replacing Brett's position in the planning department. Brett is still here. He's just in engineering. So Grace is the new planner, and I'm very thankful. She's doing an awesome job. And you guys all met David Rowe. David was on city council for a short time. Not a short time.
A year.
A year. And due to some work conflicts, he had to step off of city council. So he is taking Mike Sutter's position. Mike was unable to continue on the board for health purposes. So if you guys want to go ahead and do your elections, you can do that so that you're not just sitting here quietly when I leave. So you will just need a nomination for chair and vice chair. Brant, I'm sure we'll talk to you guys when he comes. He will be back in May, but has retired as a teacher at the school after many, many years, and has actually sold his house just very quickly, unexpectedly. And so he will be stepping off the board. So you cannot nominate him for chair, as he's been forever. He does an amazing job, and we will really, really miss him. But so you'll just need a chair and vice chair. You can go ahead and nominate staff as a secretary. It'd be Grace or I probably, which is totally fine at this point. But if you guys, and Grace can help run you through that if you need to, but you can do some nominations for chair and vice chair, and I will be right back. Thank you.
I
Somebody
nominate.
has to nominate each other.
I would second that.
Oh, yeah, Michael.
Oh, boy. He's already in the chair even.
Okay.
I know,
know you.
I'm on his list now.
We need a vice chair. I nominate Susan Ralston.
Susan Ralston is already plan committee president or board chair, whatever you call
Okay.
it. So I prefer not.
Okay, that's fair. Okay. Do I have another nomination?
I would nominate Chris.
I second. Chris, you got it. All those
I
in
guess.
favor? Everybody?
Nothing against you, Dave, but I think you need to get your feet wet a little bit.
I throw you in the fire that quick.
Been there, done
I
that.
probably ran out. Don't let me down on this because I haven't been through too many of these.
I'll try to be here.
All right.
Oh, except if it's golf season, what?
A boating season. Oh, shoot. Well,
Yeah.
no meetings June, July, August, September.
Else, yeah.
I'm gonna say, I can help you out on the vote situation. You might miss some.
All right, our elections are closed and what we need to
We
nominate
need
is secretary. All right.
Yes.
Should we nominate you?
I believe Retha would be a better fit for this year.
And since she's not here, we will
Yes.
nominate Retha.
And then I actually am expecting again in July, so I will miss at least one or two, thank you, of these meetings as well. So so Retha would be a better fit for secretary.
I
for
thought
this year.
something was going on. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
All motion for Retha.
All right, second.
I'll second it.
All those in favor? Opposed, the same? None. Okay.
None.
Perfect.
Well, that didn't take us long.
No. I think she's talking to our city attorney to make certain that we can proceed without a petitioner on this last item.
You're correct.
Sure, we've had that before, at least in my,
I don't recall that in my tenure on here.
So how long has everybody been part of the BZA then? Obviously, I know this is your first meeting.
I think I'm 9 years now.
this might be
Longer?
my.
Shorter?
No, shorter. This might be my third year. How long is a term?
3 years.
And I think this is my third year.
Didn't know I had terms, really.
Oh, yeah, you could
Yes.
lock you in. You didn't read the fine print. It costs you to get out of it.
Bribery meetings.
Meeting.
Was
Last year
there a
was my
fight or a
first.
brawl over anything?
No. This is a very agreeable group.
It is? Okay, who am I ending up with? Should I be worried?
Well,
Yes.
you thrown under the bus, you are the secretary.
Oh, jeez. Okay,
Grace did.
I did.
Well, I let them know that I'd be out for a few months.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's understandable.
Yeah.
Well, she's a newbie and needs to get her feet wet.
So who's chairman? Yay, congratulations. And our vice chair? All right, Chris, congratulations. Okay, so I did speak with our city attorney. And I did also speak with Mr. Wilson. So like I said, he has had a death of a close family member. And the services are tomorrow and he just spaced out on the meeting and feels terrible. So he's upset about that and he hated to miss it. So I'm going to go ahead and read through the staff report. We can open the public hearing. Clearly, there isn't anyone here. But Kim is on call if we need anything. If you guys have a question that we can't answer, you know, Ken is also available by phone, but we wish him the best and his family as they go through all of this. So I will open up then and read 2025 BZA 03002, Pellegrino Student Design Center. Development standard variance, owner is Trine University, clearly with the Mike Bach as a representative there. The applicant was JICI, Ken Wilson. Location is 210 University Avenue. Section 18.72.040 Development Standards, Minimum Side Yard Setback. Current zoning is university. Applicable code, Title 18, UDO, Indiana Code, Board of Zoning Appeals, 3674 series. Hearing date is today, March 24th. Legal notice of the public hearing appeared in the Herald Republican on March 14th. 14 property owners within 300 feet of the project were sent notice on March 13th. This is not within a floodplain. The project is Trine University is requesting a 2-foot relief from the side yard setback for a building addition to Best Hall. They have applied to appear before the Plan Commission on April 14th for development plan approval to add 30,255 square foot addition to Best Hall located at 210 University Avenue. Work on Best Hall began in 1960. An addition was done in 2016, another one in 2022, and now the proposed addition in 2025. Trine is requesting a side yard setback of Trine is requesting a side yard setback of 8 feet instead of the standard 10 feet. The side yard that they are requesting is adjacent to the railroad and will encroach into the railroad right of way. They do have a written letter of non-objection from the Indiana Railroad Company. And I'm assuming all of you saw that on the OneDrive. We did attach that. So you will see right here in the orange is that addition that's going to happen. And then most of you are familiar with this area. The railroad is right here. So they're required the 10-foot setback. They are encroaching into that right of way. But again, the railroad didn't seem to have any issues or concerns with that. So it's just a 2-foot variance. The section 18.72.040, I guess, development standards variance, F, minimum side yard setback of 10 feet for primary and accessory structures. So if you look here, Brett has taken these pictures for us graciously. Proposed building site looking southwest this way, looking south from the depot is this photo here. So it's going to come right out on this side. I believe this is the SDI building here. And then looking northeast from the northwest corner of the SDI building. So that building will come out this way. The contextual zoning and land use. This is surrounded clearly by university property. The Rice Bowl Marathon, Best America Car Wash is to the north, and then Trine University surrounding in all other directions there. Comprehensive plan, the City of Angola Comprehensive Plan update designates this area as general commercial and the future land use map. Principle 1, manage community form and growth, encourage infill development to direct commercial and residential growth inside the corporate limits. Principle 2, inspire community image. Objective 2.4, continue to support the initiatives of Trine University as a valued and critical community partner. There was no public input on this variance request. In conclusion, since the railroad has no objection to the encroachment, staff recommends the approval of the requested variance. The expansion of Trine University Student Design Center is encouraging for the growth of Trine University as a whole. This new addition will aid in Trine's continued effort to attract top talent to the university and make it a leader in the field of design. And that is all I have.
Any questions on the staff report?
They thought everybody understood the pictures and the, okay.
Anybody in the audience like to speak?
And again, there is no petitioner, but I believe that you had all of the documents on the OneDrive, how it's put. And then also, again, they will come before Plan Commission on April 14th. So kind of keep an eye on that. If you guys want to watch YouTube or show up, it will give you a lot more details on the development plan itself. At this point in time, there are no other variances needed other than that encroachment. So they should be good to go with that development plan once that all the comments are satisfied from the departments. But okay.
Any questions, concerns? No?
Okay, I will read the findings. The approval of the variance will or will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community.
Well,
That one's gonna kill me. I'm not even gonna read it on
We'll
this
work
next
on
one.
that after the meeting.
The approval of the variance will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community, as a side yard encroachment only affects a railroad and they have no objection.
Agreed.
The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will or will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner. Will not. The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner, as the applicant has a letter of non-objection from Indiana Northeast Railroad Company, and all surrounding property is also owned by Trine University. The strict application of the terms of the ordinance will or will not result in practical difficulties in the use of the property. The strict application of the terms of the ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property, as the Pellegrino Student Design Center will be constructed to provide the maximum square footage possible. The design center will house several new labs for students' use, allowing students adequate space and amenities to further their education. Agree?
All righty, do I have a motion? Oh, question.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
am I allowed to bring up a question now?
I would say yes at this point.
Should the letter from the railroad be part of your file or no? Or is that none of my concern?
So it will be.
Okay.
It will be added into the minutes. We'll attach it onto there, and it is in our file with everything. And did you guys see it all? We probably could have printed it out for you, and
I
that's,
just wanted to
yeah.
make sure that.
I didn't think about that, and we should have done that for you, but
It is on the website and then the OneDrive. So
Okay.
yeah,
It was just
public
something
file.
that came to mind.
no, I'm glad that you asked that. We will include that as an attachment to the minutes, just so there's record of that in the official minutes as well. But thank you for that. Appreciate that.
Any other questions? Do I have a motion on BZA 03002? Motion. Second? All those in favor, answer by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same? Carries.
All right. Okay, guys. Thank you.
All right. Do we have any other business?
I don't believe so. You introduced our new planner, and you guys have done the elections without me, which was so nice not to be here for that. And
And there was no fighting.
there was no fighting. I'm so proud. I believe that is all, Mr. Chairman.
All righty, do I have? Yes,
Do you have
Dave.
questions?
No, I was just wondering what this is.
So those are the finding sheets. That's just the voting. If we have to do a roll call, we'll
Oh.
mark it on there, but everybody was in approval, so we had no roll call votes today.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity. No, yep, if we have, somebody that, yeah, then we. All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second, we're done.
Yay, thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Survived my first fall. Are we off?